Bearded dragons can swim in a pool. They are semi-aquatic and enjoy going into the water from time to time. If you have a small children's wading pool indoors, you can fill it up with enough water that your bearded dragon can go for a swim whenever he wants. Most bearded dragons enjoy playing in the water and splashing around, but if you allow your beardie to swim too much, it can make him sick. A 20-minute swim every day is good for his health. More than that can make him ill. There are also smaller tanks with built-in water features made especially for turtles and lizards. Some even have a ramp from the dry side to inside the water side of the tank. That way, if you want to give your beardie a swim, he can easily get in and out of the water on his own without you having to lift him. Can bearded dragons swim in chlorine pools? Can bearded dragons swim in chlorine pools? Bearded dragons and other lizards need clean water to survive, but can they safely play in a pool of chlorinated tap water? The short answer is yes. Chlorine will not harm your lizard as long as he or she can get out of the pool after a dip. The chemical that makes liquid bleach so effective at killing germs and bacteria is called chlorine. It is used for health, safety, and quality reasons in pools, hot tubs, and water parks all across America to prevent the spread of diseases such as typhoid fever, cholera, dysentery, polio, and hepatitis. Chlorine is toxic to all organic matter, so if your lizard or other pet gets into a chlorinated pool, they may become sick as the chlorine oxidizes bodily fluids. Insufficient quantities, chlorine can burn skin tissues as well as damage eyes and lungs. Pets, especially lizards, may experience some discomfort from water that is not warm enough. Can bearded dragons swim in cold water? Bearded dragons, like all reptiles and amphibians, cannot regulate their own body temperatures. They depend on the sun or artificial light to warm themselves. Cold-blooded animals such as the bearded dragon need a 5-to-1 ratio of watt per square foot of basking surface compared to their total body size. This means that if an adult bearded dragon is 12 inches long, it should be provided with 60 watts of basking heat. Temperatures below 70 degrees Fahrenheit are considered dangerous to the bearded dragon's health and can lead to illness or even death. Before determining if your bearded dragons can swim in cold water, you must consider the effects of the water on their body temperatures. If you are keeping your bearded dragons in an outdoor enclosure, make sure they are always able to reach a basking spot that is at least 95 degrees F. If you are keeping your bearded dragons indoors, then you will want to find ways to keep them warm during colder months. Can bearded dragons swim in saltwater? No. The salt water will burn the bearded dragon's eyes and skin if they swim in it. If your dragon accidentally falls in the water, it may be able to get out but will need some TLC afterward to wash down with fresh water and put on a nice warm basking spot to dry off again. The best thing to do is watch lizards for this type of behavior. If your lizard starts to act squirmy and darting its head about, then they probably have something in their eye and you can flush it out with warm water. It helps if you hold them over a sink or tub of warm water and just let the water run over their face. You can also dab at the eye with a warm wet cloth. If your dragon is showing any signs of skin discomfort like scales coming off on the surface of the water, it may have gotten into something irritating. These symptoms will need to be seen by a vet since there are some common products that people use around their homes that can actually kill bearded dragons. Can bearded dragons swim in deep water? Bearded dragons can swim in deep water for short periods of time, but they are not strong swimmers. If they are forced to swim for a long period of time, they will start to panic and might drown. It is recommended that if your bearded dragon is going to be around an outdoor pool or other bodies of water, that she learns how to swim in a shallow pool that is not too deep. It is not recommended that you place your bearded dragon in a bathtub or sink for any period of time because it could drown.